Hey, boo, hey. So, it's been a while. so, I just want to talk to you guys really fast. I really use these as therapy. So, I guess I do them when I feel like I'm overwhelmed or just want to share a word of encouragement. So, this is kind of both. And so, being a teacher has been, I'm going to get right to the point. Life has been a little crazy. It's been a little crazy, but I will say that I thoroughly enjoy being a teacher. Like, I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a lot of work. I'm really stressed out, but I thoroughly enjoy it. And so, but being a teacher has triggered me in more ways than one in just 1 month. First of all, I realize that when I hear my kids talk about the craziest things, I realize that there are still parts of me that when people say heal the little girl or boy inside of you, I realize there's some parts of me that's not healed. And it's a trigger. And I've noticed one of my kids in particular has issues with her father. That's something I really don't talk about too much. It's something that I'm working on. Even me admitting this now is a huge step for me. So it's something that listening to her and what her advice her mother is giving her to cope and talk about her feelings, and I'm just like, wow, I see so much of me in her, and I don't want her to be me, because it's not a good feeling when you have unresolved issues, because you realize how they relate to your current state of being an adult. You realize that you have major trust issues, and not just with people, you also have them with yourself. I have told you before that you don't love yourself if you can't trust yourself, because you would trust yourself to set boundaries, and setting boundaries means that you have set a border in line of where something cannot pass, because it is not healthy for you. And so you realize that you have allowed, this is the thing again, taking responsibility and accountability for your actions, even if something didn't happen or you weren't the cause of what happened. But you still have a responsibility to free yourself from that, and you have a responsibility to not hold on to those things, because at some point you use fear, revenge, hate, whatever that thing was, to fuel your reason for not liking them. And you have to ask yourself, why are you holding yourself bondage to all of those things? This is what my kids have taught me in a month, guys. This is this is what they've taught me, So a lot of areas of my life where I feel like there's no consistency, because in order to be an effective teacher, consistency is key. Consistency in tutoring and keeping structure in the classroom. Like, you just can't let up. Like, consistency is key in a classroom for it to be effective. And so I've realized that in areas of my life where I'm not consistent, because they need me to be the best version of me so that I can help them be the best version of themselves. And so in teaching them, I've realized, this may be longer than 5 minutes, guys. In teaching them and being their teacher, I realized that I have so many issues that are just not resolved in me, and it has been triggering me for the past week or two. And I'm just like, whoa, how do I solve? And so, I listen to podcasts, and I listen to, as I told you, I'm not a therapist. I'll be listening to podcasts, listening to, reading quotes off Instagram like everybody else, until I can find me a therapist. And one podcast that has been working for me and also helping me check my triggers has been Michelle Williams Checking In. It's been like a really great podcast for me. But I say all that to say that I'm in a place of just not being comfortable with who I am. And it's, for me, it's showing up, for me, it's showing up in so many areas, and it's making me question everything that I do as of lately. Everything, like from the littlest thing. And so what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to learn is which I know I need a therapist because I don't know how to cope. I mean, I know how to cope and you can do things, but like you could say forgive, you could say move on, but like how? Once I forgive you, like I understand forgiveness is for you, it frees you and it gets you to the next level. In the spiritual realm, it gets you to the next level, in God. And I do believe that I have shedded just a little bit of my thick layer because I have walls up. I have really huge walls up. And one of the things that I struggle with is being vulnerable. I could be transparent and tell you something, but being vulnerable is something that I am not. And so that's hard for me. And one of the things, my biggest thing is, of course, I've always struggled with is my weight. And what I love Lizzo for is that she is showing people body appreciation. She has this new thing where she talks to her stomach. And I get that because, I'll be honest with you. I love my legs, my butt, my calves, When I put on heels, you can't tell me nothing at all. I do love myself. Let's not get it twisted. But there are parts of me that are still very much not in love with myself, and I'm willing to admit that. And I'm trying to figure out how to get over that. And being with some of my kids, every day they come in and they say things like, I'm ugly, or I'm stupid, or I'm dumb. Oh, y'all don't know how much that crushed me when they do that every day. It's like a constant thing. So I'm constantly fighting their insecurities and trying to make them see that their self-worth at a young age, which is very hard because they're only third grade and they're starting to understand the world. They're starting to see what the world deems beautiful, what the world thinks is perfect, and they're measuring themselves to that. And that's when that was my first one. I was like, whew, I'm 35 and I still kind of do that, on a little bit of I sometimes still do that. I still measure my beauty and my self-worth based off a standard in America, which I know is not true. It doesn't even really adhere to a black girl like me with this nose, these lips, these cheeks, these thighs, this butt, this stomach, these arms. It does not really relate to me, and I know that, but still yet I still compare, So that's another thing. So I could literally be on here for like hours talking about this. So that's just kind of where I'm at. It just helps me that I'm able to come on here and say it live. I'm gonna put it out for the world. Me being like this is probably the most open I've been because it's digging at a surface, it's digging at a part of myself that I don't even really talk to myself about, if I'm being honest. And so that's that. I know that was kind of like all over the place, but if I had to say any words of encouragement, is just do the work on you because it's important. For me, it's super important because now I have these 24 kids looking at me, expecting me to lead them. And even those that are not in my class, they're expecting me to lead them and to make them feel good about themselves. And I take that very, very, I take that to the heart because that is something that I'm going to do because that is my job. And not just to teach these kids math, but also to teach them their value, for them to start to learn their value. And so in order for me to do that, I need to really understand my value, okay? So that's what I'm going to do. So if I can encourage you to be anything, it's to understand your value and understand that we're all just a beautiful mess and we're just trying to figure it out and we're trying to do unresolved issues. But you know what I'm going to tell you? In the process, when it gets ugly and you want to quit and you want to give up, I want you to remember to love on yourself and I want you to forgive yourself in your process, okay? All right, bye.